Hey y'all, it's TxStampin Sharon. Welcome to my Thursday night live here on YouTube. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm going to be showing you a couple of different ideas tonight. If you're a card maker, I hope that this inspires you. And invite your crafty friends to join us on these Thursday night Stampin' Lives. I do go live because I like to chat. But if you're not able to join us live, I hope that you do enjoy the replay. It is Thursday night, September the 14th, halfway through the month. I'm going to be showing a card that I call a faux shutter card, but some of you may know it as, I think they call it a fractured card. That sounds broken. I don't like things broken, but I do want to give you guys a heads up. Texas has not had rain, I don't know, 4 months. It's just been forever. And we are having a, what do they call it? A gully washer out there. I do hope that I don't lose my internet, but I'm just so grateful for the rain. We need it so desperately bad. So hopefully we'll be able to get through this live, and I'm going to flip the camera around. Hello, Carrie. Hi, Mary Yates. Hi, Rochelle. Hello, Kate. I think I saw, let's see. I think I saw my friend Michelle Batson. Let me scroll back up. Michelle, yes, I do see you. I do want to give a big shout out to Michelle because she helps me during these lives. It is all I can do to push the buttons on this side and to explain to you guys what I'm doing. And so Michelle will be there to help answer any questions or guide you towards maybe any products that I am talking about over on the Stampin' Up website. So I hope that we will be safe as well. Gail, thank you so much for that. I literally had to go outside and stand in the rain. I'm surprised I'm not wet. It dried, but I was just so excited. It's like we're doing the happy dance here. So I'm going to be using a new stamp set. This is in the, let me get it out. September, January, a mini, is it September, January, December? They call it December. It was like January the 3rd or something when it ends. Mini catalog, okay? We all need birthday cards. I need a ton of birthday cards. I have a very large family, lots of kids and grandkids. And so when I saw this, I was like, look how fun this is. So this is, yeah, you guys were talking about how much you need the rain. This is a super fun set for really kids of all ages, but I do love this big happy birthday. But how about Happy New Year? If you guys celebrate Happy New Year's, you've got some fun party blower things for that. So yeah, I want to point out one thing. The card that I'm going to be demonstrating tonight, where did it go? It's amazing how quickly I can lose things. I want to talk to you about one of the cards. Do y'all see this card right here? Let me pick this up. I thought that was a super fun card. Okay. So I wanted to, that was my first card that I made when I started playing with the stamp set. And I see a lot of you are hopping on. Renee is here. Hello, Renee. So I wanted to give it a try. And so this is my version. I use Lemon Lolly and Sweet Sorbet. I actually got a message from someone. I get messages all the time from you guys when you have questions on things. What can I do with my scraps of cardstock? So we're gonna play with that towards the end, but this is a great what to do with your scraps of cardstock. I think a lot of us focus on what to do with our scraps of designer series paper, but what a fun technique to use for those scraps of cardstock. So there you go. All right, so let me move this out of the way. And before I forget, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow morning is the early bird registration for the Creativate Fall Retreat. I do this retreat with Jackie Bullheis, Connie Stewart, and Brandy Cox. We are 4 friends who love to inspire you online This retreat will be held on YouTube, so you can live anywhere in the world. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below the video and I can guide you to where you can register. If you want to go to, or if you want to go to my blog, you can also go there. There is a tab right now that says online. Whoops, I am behind the banner. Online retreats. And so you can go there and read all about it. You can read what all you get. And those of you who have attended the Creativate retreats, give a shout out. Let people know how much fun they are. Okay, so let me move that out of the way. Whoops, where'd my comments go? Okay. Woohoo, registration, says Leanne. All right, let me just go through what I have as far as my cardstock. I have a piece of basic black that is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it in half at 5 1/2. This card can go this way or this way, however you want to do it. I have a piece of sweet sorbet that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I have a piece of basic white that is also 4 inches by 5 1/4 that is going to go on the inside. Okay. Now, I mentioned that there are several names for this kind of card. There's also several ways to do it. Now, I chose the cheater way. I'm just going to say it. I chose the cheater way to make this card. I pulled out my stylish shapes, which a lot of people do use that. And I pre-cut my sweet sorbet using that third largest die. Okay. And they're stitched. All right. If you can see the stitching around, hi, Tony. It's your first live. Welcome. Welcome, everyone, if this is your first live. So this is Stylish Shapes, and I just used that third size right there, okay? I'm going to set this aside. And so I need a layer, okay, because I'm going to do some stamping. And my layer is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So super simple. I use the die to cut out the stitching, and then I cut a piece of basic white here, okay? Wow, Renee Smith has not missed a retreat yet. Way to go, Renee. And then I have 4 pieces, 4 strips. Here we go again, ways to use those strips of cardstock. This is just under 1/4. So if you look at the ruler and it says 1/4 inch, just move it over a skosh, just a titch over. So it's not exactly 1/4, okay? Let me show you the card we're doing. Ta-da! How fun is that? Okay, so we're going to actually do our stamping first, and then we're going to add the rest of it. Okay, we're going to stamp our streamers and all of that first. Then we're going to make a different version of this card after I'm all done, because I think personally, you can make this card even faster. Now I'm using embossing, so it's going to, you guys love my cheater way. It's not the cheater way. It's finding the easy and more convenient way to do things. Absolutely, Rosemary. I mean, I think that, you know, if we're going to be making, you're going to sit down, you're going to make some cards. Okay. Well, we're going to make several. So let's make them as easy as we can. Now, I always like to have, whoops, I'm going to have to order some more ink refill. I always like to have a lot of ink. If I don't use my craft ink often, which, you know, when is often? I don't know, once a month, once every couple of weeks. If I don't use it often, I like to re-ink it before I'm going to stamp. So I have squirted, I don't know if y'all can see that. I have squirted some ink refill. I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to really just rub it in. This poor ink pad is so old, but it still works. So why replace it? That is a fun and cute card. Thank you, Jeannie. I'm so glad you like it. I'll put that over there. I do need my, whoops, stuck my finger right in there. I do need my my Stampin' mat. Ugh, long reach. Okay. Okay, so I have this is my little toolkit. I keep, those Swiffer sheet things that you use to clean your house. I like to clean up my work surface with those and all that. So I always keep that in my tray. I have the white embossing powder, and that comes in the basics pack. I have my embossing buddy, and then I have my reverse tweezers that comes with this tray. Why do I keep saying I just got myself. Why do I keep saying So I'm going to just give this some good pats. And I realized too, hang on, I am not very organized tonight. I guess it was all the excitement of the rain about, I don't know, 10 minutes before I started. Let me go ahead and grab one of these little ones. I'll just protect our easy is great for Mary. She likes easy. All right, so we're just going to protect our pad there. I'm going to kind of rub that a little bit. Why do we use this? We use that to get the static out of our cardstock. I didn't like that. Because we have static in the air, especially when the heater's on. Oh, you see my white fingernails? This is also very good for that. Just kind of tidy up. Okay. I'm talking very quickly because I don't want to lose the internet, but although the storm seems to be dying down just a tad, so I'm grateful for that. Now I'm doing my stamping first because when I go to do the heating, I don't want my card strips to come apart. Okay, so that's why we're going to stamp first. So I'm going to grab my stamp, and I'm going to show you kind of my method to my madness. Let's move this over here, this over here, and we're going to put our card right there. So see how I have that one going? I'm going to do that first. And I'm using different streamers. I love these cards, says Marilyn, almost as much as getting rain. Oh, I'm telling you. I was just so excited. I was like a little kid out there in the rain. I was like, all right, get back in the house. Get back in the house. I just wanted to just stay out there. I'm going to grab another. Where's my stamp case? I'm going to grab another design of the streamers because I realized that I didn't get the other one. I like this. Let's get this one. And we need this. Okay. Okay. And then I thought I had, nope, look at me. Oh, y'all, I don't hear the rain anymore. I'm super sad. It was a good one. It was a good one. And so I'm happy for that. Let me grab a block. I'm almost there, guys. I promise. I promise. All right. So now we're looking at this one right here. And I'm just going to kind of, it doesn't have to be perfect. Y'all don't stress about being perfect. I'm just going to come in here. Hanging on to that for just a minute to get as much of that ink on there as I can. And now I'm going to stamp this little party favor. Whoops. Right here. Okay. And then a tiny little thing right here. Put you right there. We're going to do one over here. Okay. So I'm just doing my stamping. And the fact that these are photopolymer, I can kind of see and line those up. Hi, Barbie. How are you doing, my friend? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. I was chatting very excitedly because we had rain right as the live went live. Michelle had it last week, and now I had it this week, and, you know, determined to go live, but we were able to pull it off. We didn't have any issues so far, knock on wood. All right, so now I want to add some of my fun confetti. We're going to do that now. So we're going to add that here, holding on to that right here. If you guys are new, if you're just now joining me, you've never hopped on a live with me, I have been doing what I love for the last 26 years, and that is teaching you how to make fun cards using the products that I do sell. But I love to inspire people, and card making, sending handmade cards is good for you and for the person that receives them. So I know that it's very faint. It almost looks pink, but when we start to pour some embossing powder on here, then it's going to really pop. Okay, I think we're good. We're going to close this up because we don't want any embossing powder in here. So yeah, if you're new to my channel and you love card making and you love what we're doing tonight, I would love for you to subscribe below the video, and then hit that little bell. You'll be notified when I go live every Thursday night or Monday when we do mystery stamping. If you've not joined us for mystery stamping, you need to join us for mystery stamping. All right, so we're just going to pour some embossing powder over. And since I've stamped my whole card, I'm holding on to it with my tweezers. And I always like to give a little tap. I want that powder to shift in and out. Why is it that you can barely see the ink is what Inika asked. And it's because it's on such dark cardstock. Okay, so I'm just tapping this off. These reverse tweezers really hang on to that for you, so you don't have to worry about it popping out of your hands. But I am moving it out of the way because some of that powder snuck in there. Y'all see that? So yeah, it just doesn't, it's just very faint, Inika, until you add the powder. All right, so I see a little bit of powder right there. Still not happy. Okay, we're going to move this out of the way. And we're going to heat set. Oh, Eileen just mailed a happy card to her brother-in-law who broke his wrist and is a golfer. Oh, poor man. He's gonna struggle for a while. So bless your heart that you did that. I'm sure he will love getting that card from you, Eileen. I know it's probably hard to hear me talk. Maybe I shouldn't talk. Maybe I should just stamp. Use the heat gun. Oh, congratulations, Barbie. I see that you have a baby girl. You're a great grandma. 9 pounds, good size baby. Woohoo. All right, I'm just trying to get this all embossed. Okay, Cindy Nelson, I want to see if you like my faux shutter card since you've been making them. So do let me know. Okay, I think we're almost done. Maybe I should have had one stamped and already done. This is taking forever. But that's the longest part of the card. So I think we're good. Yeah. Okay. So now we've done that. Let's go ahead and do our stamping of in the middle, our piece right there. So we want it to be mounted on this piece. So I'm just placing it there just so that I have it lined up the way I want. And I'm going to get my Sweet Sorbet ink pad. Hello, Wanda. Glad you could join us. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that I don't hear rain anymore. So when you're making these cards, you gotta, basically, if you look for a stamp that will fit here, then you're gonna be fine. It could be an image stamp. It doesn't have to be words. It could be an image stamp, and then you could put your words on the inside maybe. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and just adhere these two pieces. That right there. Okay. Sheila says, let me show that. Sheila says, I recently had an injury and many family and friends brought over meals. I sent a bunch of thank you cards. I got so many compliments on the cards I sent. Good for you. I bet they loved them. Thank you for sharing that. Mary Yates, I love heat embossing too. So fun. All right, so now what I want to do is we're going to start putting our faux shutter card together. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this right here in the center, and I'm going to use dimensionals. So I'm just going to pop these apart. If you guys don't know my trick that I learned, of course I picked a red. That was wrong. Let's pick a purple. I learned from a team member that she puts a highlighter on the back of her dimensionals, and then that way she can see when she's missing taking off the backing. So I love that idea so much. I just sat around one day and just colored all of mine. All right, see, we got to take that red one off. Picked red. Don't pick a red if you're doing red. That was silly. All right, so now what we're doing is we're just going to take and center that like that. Okay, so we have our strips that we're going to use. These are our barely a quarter of a strip. Okay, and I'm actually going to, I think I'm actually going to use some liquid glue. I forgot if I did or not on this one. Uh-oh, that one's almost empty. Okay. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to start putting our pieces and we're going to line them up with the corner right here. And we want it to be kind of tucked under just a little bit, not tucked all the way, okay, because we've got dimensionals there, but we're just going to kind of follow the edge of our frame. And I'm just going to do a little bit of glue. Can't believe I'm using liquid glue. And I'm actually going to grab, hi Priscilla, you're at your grandson's football game. Well, enjoy that. I know that he's happy that you're there with him. So like I said, I'm just lining that up. You can always watch the replay. The replay link will be here. So enjoy the game. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come off of here and I'm just butting it up against this piece right here. By using the liquid glue, I have a better chance of getting it super close. Butting it right up. Okay, was it Cindy who said that she's made a lot of these? How am I doing, Cindy? How am I doing? Are they easy? Is this easy? Okay, so now we're going to do it again, going this way. The first time I saw these cards, I was like, oh, that just looks hard. I thought they cut all these into bits, and I was like, oh, that's like a puzzle trying to put that together. No, thank you. I saw your tip for dimensionals through, wondered if the color came off. No, I'll tell you, on the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals that we buy, you know, a package of them from Stampin' Up!, the highlighter or the Sharpie, this is a Sharpie, this is a highlighter, it does not come off. But yesterday I was showing our card kits, and those dimensionals must be a little different because that did not work. So this trick only works with the package of dimensionals that you buy from Stampin' Up! The ones that come in the kit, I'm going to say the ones that come in Paper Pumpkin, they're too slippery. And when I colored it, it just slid right off. So, all right. So we've got that going. Look how fun. Looks like a pinwheel. There we go. I'm going to grab my snips and I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to give it a little trim. Cindy says it looks great. So Cindy, is this how you've been doing it, or have you been doing it a different way? Because I've seen like 4 different ways. I was like, I think I like this way. And I'm not the creator of this way. It's just when I first saw the card, like I said, I thought that all these pieces were like puzzles and you had to put them together. And then the more I saw it, I was like, well, maybe, and that this was, it was on the black cardstock, and that's what we were seeing through there. But then the more I started looking at it, I was like, no, I think this is just popped up in the with dimensionals, and we'll be good. Okay. So we have our card base, and we're going to just add this on. I'll put this right here. And the kit ones were not made in the USA, I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know where any of these are made, honestly, but they are a different brand, different manufacturer. So those did not work. And you'll know if you try to color your dimensionals because I don't even have those close, but I went to go color it and it was like splotchy. Is that the word? It wasn't a good solid color. And I was like, oh, and then of course I touched it and it was wet. All right, what else are we going to do to this? We're going to add some bling because we love bling. We're just going to add the rhinestone basic jewels to our card. And, whoops, slide this out. And I wanted this to be a party card. So lots of bling. I put one on each corner of my greeting layer. Whoops. It stuck to my nail. Okay. Katie says this is a new layout and idea to her. Well, Katie, I'm so glad that I taught you something new tonight. These are, it's kind of funny. Card makers will get on a kick and then everybody wants to make that card. This has been around for a while, but like I said, I was like, oh, that just looks too hard. I don't want to do hard and I don't want to teach y'all hard. So I decided to add a ton of rhinestones to this card. Whoops. Am I not seeing the other side? Okay, there we go. So you don't have to do this many, but I kind of went a little crazy. So yeah. I know that we're supposed to put these, in groups of 3 or 5. I think I have 1 million. So don't fuss at me. I just wanted a lot because these cards are going to go to my family. So don't tell them. Don't tell them to watch tonight's video. But I've got a lot of birthdays coming up. So, okay, I think we can stop. But yeah, I did do a lot. So thank you, Rochelle. I'm glad. So super fun way to make the faux shutter card or the fractured card, the broken card. So I told you I was going to show you, I'm just going to show you the basics of this card. If you're just now joining me, I hope that you enjoy making cards. And if you do, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel below the video. I showed you how to make this card. So we're going to set that aside, push this over. And now I'm going to show you the basics behind this card. So I have a piece of basic white right here. And I'm just going to get my trimmer. And I have some scraps, right? What is this? This could be a card base, I guess. But we just have some scraps. Let's do this. Let's don't mess up our card we just made. So I know that I'm going to be layering it on a piece of 4 inches by 5 1/4. Let's make sure that's cut right. Yep. So I want this to be, I'm going to make a layer well, no, I'm going to cut my scraps. Let me just spit it out at 3 3/4. Okay. Like this. And I'm going to do a couple of them. And then I just put them in wonky, like, I don't know, put it at an angle and cut. Okay. And then let's do this to this piece. It's kind of wonky. No rhyme or reason. So we know that we're doing again at 3 3/4. This was, now let's do this. So then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to be cutting wonky. Now, there may be a more professional way to do this, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. So when I started to put the card together, I ended up, like I said, with all these bits. And I took a second piece of, whoops, that's too small. I'm just going to do it this way. I'm going to cut this down to 5 inches. Yep, 5 inches by 3 3/4. So the same height as my scraps. So I'm reading, is there anyone, these cards are so happy. They are happy, aren't they? Is there anyone who's made this type of card before? So then I started putting the pieces together and I started alternating them. Okay. Hey, look at that. Look at that. And you can kind of, like, if it starts to go off, you're just going to trim it. So that one's a little bit more wonky. So I'm going to flip it over. Ah, that fits much better. Okay. And then that's a little bit shorter. So I just kind of flipped it. I don't know if this is the right way to do this or not, but it was fun. Oh, that's a little short there. So we're going to flip it this way. There we go. And then, so Renee likes these cards too. So Renee, am I doing it the way you would do it? Have you made this card any other way? It's just a way to use up your scraps. And then after you adhere it, you can trim it down to shape, and then add it to another layer underneath. Okay. So super simple. Just cut up those strips of cardstock and you can make a ton of cards. I bet Renee has made a ton of cards like this. So Kim has made it with DSP. Exactly. A lot of people, let's just put these together. A lot of people have done this with DSP. But when I got that message and then I saw that card in the catalog, I was like, well, looky there. Look at me. I keep trying to pick up that one that is almost empty. We're going to switch right here. Now, I am using liquid glue once again because we need these to bump up against each other. We need to have that wiggle room freedom. I would put them down like I did so that you're pretty close and you don't have adhesive when you're trying to, whoops, let's flip that around. No, I was right. Bump it up, push it up. There we go. It is a fun way, Mary Yates, to use up those scraps. Okay, whoops, there we go. Yep. So I hope that you guys will use this. You know, it could be used for any occasion, and you know, you'll have you'll be able to take those scraps out of the drawer. I know what y'all are doing. Y'all are hoarding. You're like, oh, I can't. I might need it for something. So we're going to let that dry for just a second, and then we are going to take our paper trimmer and we're going to trim it up, and then we can layer it on a card. Okay, so we're going to come as close as we can to that 3 3/4. Okay, and just just going to square it up, trimming off a little excess. We're going to come as close as we can to the 5 inches, and I'm just watching right here. I've got a little bit of white right here and all of that, so we're just going to clean this side up. So you may even want to cut your strips longer if you have them. Coming over here, going to do the same thing, and I'm just taking a skosh off. Okay, there we go. There we go. Look how fun. It is a great way to use up those scraps of cardstock. And I know the person that asked me, which I'm going to send her a picture of this now tomorrow. The person that asked me said that she had a bunch of 1/2 inch. You know, we trim up our cards and we have 1/2 inch strips. You can do the same thing. Might be a little tricky to cut those, you know, but you could cut them at an angle and do the same thing. So just those little 1/2 inch strips. All right, so what about if we take and we make a card that doesn't have any stamping? But what if instead, I got this beautiful paper in. Okay, let me just show you the paper. This is the tartan foils, and it's the special paper that Stampin' Up! Is offering. And they just offered it started offering it last week. So that's one side. Okay, so that's copper clay, Lost Lagoon. Whoops. Okay, super pretty foils. And as I was looking at it, I was like, oh, I just want to do something with you really bad. And then that is Pebbled Path. Okay, so great masculine looking cards. Okay, so I wanted to play with it today. And when that's funny. Look at that line in there. Squirrel. I took it and I embossed it. Look at that. I don't know if you can tell as much there. Here we go. So let me just show you. I embossed it with the Distress Tile 3D embossing folder. And can y'all see that? It is just stunning. I love it with the pattern of the paper already. And then we gave it that embossed look. So let's try that same card again. And we're going to do our stamping just like we did. I'm going to use copper clay. Move this out of the way. Grab this back. Yeah, I'm addicted to anything shiny. I just like to put my paper in that copper clay background just so I have it straight. Okay, I'm using a stamp set. I'm using a new stamp set. It's called Rustic Crate. And again, I looked for a stamp that would fit in my image, in my layer. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up. And whoops, I have to bring this down just a little bit. Every day with you is better. What a sweet thing to say to somebody, right? Okay, love that. Let's move this over. So keep in mind, this card's going to go way super fast. My grandson says that. I'm going super fast, Mimi. Okay. So it's going to go super fast because that's the only stamping we're doing. And we're going to add it to here. We're going to put it on with dimensionals just like we did. Let's get our dimensionals. I debated if I was still going to go with the black strips, and I said yes, just stick to that. Hi, Gail from Australia, from Victoria. How are you this morning? Right? It's morning for you. Okay, so every day with you is better. I can't wait to see what this card looks like. I've not made this card. I just had this wild and crazy idea as I was, waiting for the live to start. So I have my black. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get our adhesive. Yeah, Rustic Crate. Michelle put that in the in the chat. Rustic Crate is also in the mini. When you get new things, you just want to play with them, right? So I'm going to put this here. Okay. And then we're going to do this. Well, it's kind of a lot of adhesive there, but that's okay. Scooching it under there just a little bit, butting it up. I'm going to turn it. Mary Yates says, so far gorgeous. Thank you. I think it's going to be gorgeous too. And like I said, no stamping. We're just doing that technique, which now that y'all have seen me do this, isn't this just like the easiest card ever? It's all in the scraps of cardstock. Look at all the ways we're showing you how to use scraps today. Okay, whoops, side's a little crooked. There we go. Pick up our spinner again, grab our snips, trim off the back. Oh, I hear rain again. Yippee! Who would have thought that rain would make me so happy? But yeah, Michelle, what is the deal with us getting rain on Thursday nights? Mondays and Thursdays when I'm going to go live. We always have weather issues. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave this out because we have an embossed layer here. I've got my copper clay base, and I'm just going to add some adhesive. I love it. I love it. When I designed the first card, I didn't have this paper in yet, but I love it. All right, let's put, we've got our adhesive here. We'll just go ahead and use this. And we're going to put this in the side. Okay, look at that stunning, stunning masculine card. It is masculine. I see masculine all over that card, right? Oh, what do y'all think? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if you're watching the replay, if you think you could make that card like that, because that was super simple. So I shared with y'all how to make this card tonight. Look at my yellow. Look at my yellow. Everything's all yellow. And then I shared with y'all how to make it this way. Okay. So super fun techniques. I did not format these over on the blog at 8 p.m. Central. In about 15 minutes, you'll be able to get the free download. And once again, my blog is right here, but the link is below the video to this blog post. And don't forget, y'all, we are going to be kicking off the early bird registration in the morning. Everybody who registers on September 15th through the 17th will be able to receive, and I'm going to do it different this time. So those of you who have registered with me before, the free tutorial, the Fun Fold Early Bird Gift, is available for immediate download. So make sure you watch your receipt, because there's going to be a button that says click here to get your download. So there you go. All right. I cannot wait to see everybody at the retreat. I hope that you guys will make this card. If you do, tag me, hashtag me, post it on social media, and let me know that you tried the Faux Shutter Card, or fractured card, if you want to call it a broken card. I don't care what you call it. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Let me just check the chat one more time. The foil is stunning. So Diane loves the foil. My sister Chris and I were just talking about how easy it would be to make it with DSP, but embossed is even prettier. Yep, look at that. Can you see it? Oh, so pretty. You guys are welcome. Thank you. Yeah, and Michelle has put the retreat link in the chat as well. You guys be ready, 7 a.m. Let me tell y'all, say a little, I mean, it's the most nerve-wracking time of the whole retreat is to make sure that all technology works in the morning at 7 a.m. So keep me in your thoughts. All right, guys, I'll be back on Monday for Mystery Monday stamping at 7 p.m. Central right here on my channel, TxStampin Sharon. So thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for spending a little bit of time of your day. And thank you for partying with me while we got rain finally in Texas. So it's a big day. It's a big day. So take care, guys.